at least 30% of the book to where I didn't even want to continue. It's like, ugh, this character is so awful. I don't want to read anything that they are in. Hey everyone, my name's Nick, and today I'm talking about Wheel of Time, Book 5, Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan. And this is the first book so far that I am kind of torn over. I think this book has some of his best writing so far and some of his worst writing so far. I will say this video will have spoilers in it for the entirety of the book, so if you haven't read it yet and you don't want spoilers, please go ahead and leave now. So with that warning out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to start with the worst just to get it out of the way. I absolutely cannot stand Nynaeve and Egwene in this book. I think they are written terribly. Now, to start with Nynaeve, I understand that she is supposed to have a lot of like hypocritical humor. It seems like it's supposed to be funny that she doesn't realize she's being super hypocritical the entire time. But I tell you, after about 1, 2, maybe 3 chapters, I cannot stand it anymore. It is absolutely terrible. It is constant, and as the book goes on, it just gets worse and worse and goes more and more. So that's the reason I just cannot stand Nynaeve. Maybe I'm being too critical of her. I don't think so. I think that she's written terribly, and anytime one of her chapters are coming up, man, I know I'm probably gonna have to put the book down for a while before I read it. And I had not felt this way in any of the previous 4 books. In the previous 4 books, I just wanted to keep on reading. It didn't matter who it was. It didn't matter what storyline it was. It was all good, and I wanted to continue the whole time. In this one, this is the first book to where I didn't even want to continue. It's like, ugh, this character is so awful. I don't want to read anything that they are in. Now, the second character that did this for me was Egwene. I cannot stand her constant line. Her constantly getting mad at her supposed friends because they're not keeping secrets that they don't even know are secrets. And then not only that, unfortunately, Nynaeve needs someone to take her down a few pegs. She does. But the fact that it is Egwene that's doing it makes me upset. I wish it was Elaine or Brigitta, because those are 2 characters that I can actually get behind. Egwene, in this book, I really see her true colors coming through. And it starts really with the meeting between her and Nynaeve in the Amerlin study. Egwene is caught in a lie, and in order to make it so that Nynaeve does not realize she caught her in the lie, she just starts berating her and bombarding her and just being super rude and mean and being just a straight up dick to her, which, hey, Nynaeve does need. But after that, we then see that the only reason she wants to see her friend Nynaeve is to see if she still has a control over Nynaeve, to see if what she did, if she's still gonna have that power over Nynaeve to be able to do that. And this is the book that I turn and I absolutely start to hate Egwene. I didn't like her in the previous books, but in this one, I just think she's a power-hungry, manipulative liar, and I can't stand her. I do not root for her whatsoever. But I think on the opposite side, this book has some of the best writing that I have read so far in the series. Rand's grip on reality and Rand's struggle with madness is such a fun dynamic in this book. He is obviously going mad, obviously hearing what he thinks to be Luz Theron Telamon, the previous Dragon Reborn's voice in his head. And you know, it might actually be, because we see that the things that this voice is telling him, the knowledge that he is gaining from this voice, are real things that Rand probably would not have known otherwise, and are like actually correct. He knows all the Forsaken's faces. He knows how they all look. He knows these random facts about the Age of Legends that is not previously, is not even recorded in anything. And we know that it is true because of the reactions that we get out of Asmodean, who is also a great character in this book, by the way. I really like their relationship. But the struggle that he's having with madness and with having to also use the madness to his advantage is just such a fun dynamic, and Robert Jordan did a fantastic job writing it. Not only that, Rand has just a lot of really amazing scenes. You know, obviously his battle at Cairhien, the attack on him by Samael, him collapsing in the tent, and then in his days telling Asmodean that he remembers whenever Samael got the title of Betrayer of Hope. And you know, it's so cool. It's a lot of fun. You know, at the end, whenever Rand witnesses all of his friends, everyone dying, man, I almost wish that they would have stayed dead, because I feel like that would have made such an interesting dynamic and such an interesting book the rest of the way. But it's okay. Now, another character that I really like and I really enjoy, even though he is just an absolutely awful friend, is Mat. Mat has information that he should not have, like Rand does, but Mat has it just at a way better and a much more convenient scale. He has multiple memories that are not making him crazy or mad whatsoever, and he's this military genius now, and it's just so much fun to see him, you know, leading the cavalry, getting roped into going up against Couladin. Just there's a ton of fun scenes with him in this book, and one of my favorite scenes overall in the entire series happens in this book whenever Lan goads him into talking about the plans in the upcoming battle in Cairhien, and Mat basically in 5 minutes comes up with the entire plan for the battle that took the Aiel chiefs like a week or 2 weeks to come up with. So I love that scene. I think it's so fun. But again, like I said, he's an awful friend. Rand has saved his life on a number of occasions now, and Mat can't do anything to help him out. He just always wants to run away, and he is such a terrible friend. If you have a friend like him, you probably don't want to be friends with him, but he's still fun. Now, my last character that I want to mention that is just absolutely fantastic in this book is Moiraine. We find out that she has, you know, she dies in this book at the hands of Lanfear. She sacrificed herself in order to save Rand from the possible outcomes that she knows could happen to him, right? Where he either gets taken by Lanfear, or he gets taken over by Lews Therin, or he just, I think one of them is that he just straight up dies. I don't remember exactly. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, so she sacrifices herself because she knows that Rand is unable to, at this point, kill a woman, even a woman that is absolutely insane serial killer with the power to destroy buildings and cities and just armies. But I mean, she's fantastic. She knows that she's going to die, and rather than trying to seize power, she begins to give up her control to be able to guide Rand and have him listen to her. And you know, she embodies what you wish all of the other Aes Sedai would do. She learns that she is going to die, and it doesn't faze her at all. She continues with it, with her journey and with her mission of seeing Rand to the end, and she gives up her life for him to be able to save the world. And man, what a noble cause, and it's fantastic. She is what you wish every single Aes Sedai was, where Egwene is now becoming what I hate about Aes Sedai. Now, this book also has an absence of Perrin. He's definitely a character that I miss, but it was still really good without him. Even with the flaws of Nynaeve and Egwene, I still did like the book overall. It's just with such fantastic writing with Rand, with Mat, with Aviendha, Asmodean, Moiraine, all those characters having such fantastic writings, great stories, and then we have the liar Egwene and the hypocritical, basically schizophrenic, just all over the place, doesn't see anything. Nynaeve, those two were so bad, it was so much more noticeable with how great the other ones were. Now, if you don't agree with me and you think I'm being too harsh, let me know in the comment section below. I will be moving on to the next book, book 6, Lord of Chaos, in probably the next couple weeks, so please keep an eye out for that. Ray and I have a few videos coming out. We're going to be starting House of Dragons. We just finished up Rings of Power, So keep an eye out for those as well. Like, subscribe to stay up to date with all of our stuff. And everyone, thanks for watching.
Hey, Nick here. If you enjoyed this video, please gently caress that like button for us.
And Ray, thanks for watching. It was a blast. Make sure to hit that subscribe if you want to stay up to date with what we're doing, what me and him are doing. There. Me and him, Nick and Ray. Subscribe.